So I've taken a couple of days to just kind of let the Switch 2 kind of brew in my brain a little bit, give me some ideas and my thoughts on the matter. I gotta say, as a Metroid fan especially, I'm really excited for what the Switch 2 is going to offer to us because, as we all know, Metroid Prime 4 is on the way. It's been confirmed to be a Switch title, yet there is still this implication that it could be a dual system release because it's releasing at the end or near the end of the Switch's life cycle, the beginning of the Switch 2 life cycle. So I was wondering, like, what does that mean for the Metroid series, for Metroid Prime specifically? We'll talk about a little bit more about other stuff in the reveal, but I want to talk about this first. Metroid Prime 4 is probably the most hyped game for me personally out of all the Switch's library, even more so than the 2 Pokemon titles we've had, or 3, I guess, if you look at Arceus. And I really want to experience Metroid Prime in a new light, in a new graphical setting and everything like that. I'm really excited for it. Now, one of the things that the Switch 2 trailer showed off was that the joycons can act like mice. Now, this is something that we kind of knew from, like, the leaks. If you've been following the leaks like I have, it was kind of already assumed we were going to have, like, mouse-like Switch joycons, which was kind of cool. But what does that mean for games in the future? Because, of course, we have PC gaming where you use the mouse and everything like that. But I'm thinking about games like Warframe, for example, which is on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be on the Switch too. And I'm a huge Warframe fan. I've been playing Warframe for the past 5 years. It's a huge game in my library. I've got over like 1,300 hours in there or something. And, you know, are they going to port PC games or PC controls to the Switch too? Like, are they going to give us... Like, there's one rumor I've heard that supposedly Halo Master Chief Collection is coming to the Switch. That would be awesome. I did buy it on Steam, but I haven't played it yet. But I would love to play it on Switch too. That'd be great. But, like, is Switch 2 now going to kind of adopt a computer-based mindset where it's not just a console anymore, you know? Like, with the Wii and the Wii U, we had an internet browser, but the Switch never had one. So I'm thinking, is the Switch 2 going to have an internet browser? And that's why we have a mouse function now. That would be great, because I would love to have another form of telecommunication on the go. Because perhaps maybe they'll even bring back Twitter connectivity, which would be great. Because I used to post my screenshots from Xenoblade Chronicles and Pokemon on Twitter, but now they don't do that anymore. You have to do it to Facebook, which is a pain in my ass. But I digress. Like, what does the mouse function mean for future games? Are developers going to incorporate the mouse function for PC-like gaming experiences? Because for the longest time with Switch games, you hold the Joy-Cons in your hand and you rest your hands on your lap, right? Or sometimes if you're playing an active game, you'll be standing up and moving around. But with a mouse functionality, this could mean that we have a sit-down, computer-based system we're talking about. Perhaps even, this is a speculation on my part, maybe the top USB port, right? Because it's going to have a USB-C charging port on the top and the bottom. The bottom for the dock, presumably, obviously. And the top one, presumably for either peripherals or for charging the Switch from a separate USB cord that's not connected to your dock, which is something I'm really excited about. I really hope that's what they do. But could this also mean that we can connect this to a USB hub? Hold on for a second. Let me talk. So what I'm thinking of is maybe the Switch 2 itself is like a virtual keyboard, right? Or has ability to connect to a keyboard, and we could play PC games with a mouse and keyboard. I mean, imagine Nintendo releasing Nintendo exclusive keyboard with multicolored keys and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool, actually. That'd be neat. I wouldn't mind that. And, you know, so I'm wondering what the mouse function is going to be good for, because Nintendo releasing the game information in January, but saying they're not going to have a true presentation until April, tells me that they're doing this because they're giving the developers of the games that are coming to the Switch 2, they're giving them more time to understand that, hey, this system is going to be hyped up, it's the newest Nintendo console, there's got to be a lot of attention put on it. So what I'm thinking is that some of the things that we saw in the reveal trailer, specifically the mouse functionality and the top USB port, means that we're going to have different types of peripherals that can connect to the Switch 2. So, like, I'm not sure, I could test this later. I think you can use a keyboard on the Switch 2 if you connect it to USB, but only for typing, because there's no games that operate with it. And playing Warframe on a controller is like murder for my hands nowadays, so that's why I mentioned Warframe earlier, because what if the mouse and the keyboard function of the Switch could be a substitute for the keyboard mouse system on PC? So I'm just wondering, like, I'm thinking about PC games like Warframe or like Call of Duty or something, because Call of Duty being on Switch is nothing, or Nintendo consoles in general is nothing new, but they've always been stripped down to their bare necessities, and most of them didn't even have good multiplayer, which is kind of the whole point of COD. So I'm thinking maybe Nintendo is getting into the PC gaming market a little bit with the Switch mouse, with the Switch 2 mouse, you know, because first-person shooters need a mouse, in my opinion. You can't really play first-person shooters on a controller. It doesn't fit the same way. But, you know, on top of that, I was also thinking, back to my Metroid comment, does that mean that Metroid Prime 4 could potentially have a mouse and keyboard-esque controller setup? Now, that's purely conjecture on my part, but I think it would be an interesting concept, actually. But what in general is, like, the Switch 2 going to be? Is it just a more powerful Switch, or is it something different altogether? It's, like, a lot of speculation going around about what this is going to be. We already know that we're going to get a Mario Kart title in the beginning of the Switch 2's life cycle, which is cool for Mario Kart fans. I'm happy for them. I don't really mess with Mario Kart, not since Double Dash for the GameCube, where I got my butt kicked by my brother all the time. But beside that, I mean, like, I want to know what games are going to, like, use the new features of the Switch 2. Like, what are they going to do for the gameplay itself? Is the mouse functionality going to operate as an actual mouse in keyboard and mouse type gameplay? What is the USB port on the top going to be for? Is it going to also be for peripherals when you're in handheld mode? And the magnetic Joy-Cons kind of worry me, because if you look at the footage, the magnetic Joy-Con has that little piece of plastic with electrical contacts in it, in the port. And that worries me, because that thing looks really flexible and really weak. It looks like I could snap it off if I'm not careful. I've already had my cat knock over my Switch, broke the rail on the Joy-Con, and I had to get new Joy-Cons. This is my 4th set of Joy-Cons. I really, really, really hope Nintendo doesn't screw us over in the bank account department and make these magnetic Joy-Cons like $90. $70 for the regular Switch Joy-Cons is already bad enough. I've only bought third-party ones, and third-party ones are $35. And even that's still a lot for me. So I'm wondering, is the Switch 2 hardware of the Joy-Con to the rail, is it really stable enough to withstand children pulling it in and out, or me, a 30-year-old nobody, dropping it for no reason, because I have slippery hands, and the Joy-Con rail comes out and pops the whole rail off, and then I gotta send the whole fucking thing into repair. That really scares me a lot, but, beside that, I mean, I'm hyped. Those are kind of just, like, general questions and concerns for the Switch 2. Not sure how I'm gonna title this video, I'll probably do it like that. But, what do you guys think, anyway? Sorry it took me a while to get to this video, I was just kind of simmering on it for a while. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments about the Switch 2. Are you excited for it? Once I get the money for it and the Switch 2 release date is set, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to do an unboxing video for the channel. So look forward to that. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. And until next time, this has been CDS, making it fun one video at a time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.